Hello, dear students of second year middle school, and welcome to our online course in English. So, today's is going to be our second session online. Well, before getting to our new lesson, let's make a quick review about what we have done in the last session. Well, the last session was about the pronunciation. How do we pronounce the sound ch and ch? So we have seen the combination of the letters ch is pronounced always ch, and the combination of the letters sh is pronounced as sh. Okay, so today's lesson is going to be I practice expressing the obligation. Okay, so it's gonna be a grammar lesson about expressing obligation by using the modal verb must, and expressing prohibition by using the modal verb must not. Okay, so we get directly to the obligation. So the obligation means I am obliged, or it's necessary for me to do something. So means I am obliged, or it is necessary for me to do something. And to express obligation, we use the modal verb. To express obligation, we use modal verbs. So, what is a modal verb? What is a modal verb? Or what does it mean, modals? Or what does it mean, modals? A modal comes before a verb in order to express uncertainty, possibility, permission, or obligation. A modal verb, so basically, is kind of a verb which comes before another verb. Okay, it's let's say a verb, or it is an auxiliary, which comes before another verb to show, let's say, the certainty of that verb. It shows the certainty, the possibility, the permission, or obligation. Okay, for example, we have here you must stay home. If we omit the verb must, which is the modal verb, what remains is you stay home. You stay home. So when you hear the sentence you stay home, it sounds like it's something normal. Okay, it's like something, it sounds more natural. Okay, but when we say you must, when we say you must stay home, it means you are obliged, or it's necessary for you to stay home. Okay, you must stay home, for example, because the coronavirus is spreading around. Okay, so to not get touched by this virus, you gotta stay home. Okay, so we are so in order to protect ourselves, we must stay home. We are obliged to stay home. So the order of the sentence is like this. We always start with the subject, then second we have the modal, then we have the verb. We have the subject, the modal, and the verb. Okay, so must here is a modal verb which comes in affirmative form to show how are we obliged to stay home in order to keep ourselves safe and healthy? Okay, I repeat, the modal verb must, the modal verb must, which comes in affirmative form. Okay, the opposite of affirmative is negative. We are going to see how do we use the negative. Okay, so the modal verb must, which comes in affirmative form, it shows the obligation. It shows the obligation to show how are we obliged to stay home in order to keep ourselves safe and healthy. So the rule number 1 is to express obligation. To express obligation, we use the modal verb must. We use the modal verb must by the order given below. So the order is subject. We always start with subject plus modal verb, which is a modal auxiliary, plus the verb. So subject plus modal verb plus verb. Well, the verb here, pay attention, the verb here is not conjugated. Okay, the verb here is not conjugated, so it's called the stem. The stem is the non-conjugated verb. For example, if we have, for example, the verb to play, simply we omit, we take out to. We take out to, and we leave the main verb. Okay, we leave the main verb, which is a verb without to. Okay, to play is a simple verb in infinitive. When we take out to, it remains the main form or the main verb. Okay, for example, here we have I feel sick, I feel sick, I feel ill, I feel ill. So sick or ill are synonyms. Okay, I feel sick. What should I do? I must visit a doctor. I must visit a doctor. So it's obligatory for me to visit a doctor. I am obliged to visit a doctor. If, of course, I'm willing to take back my health, I should or I must visit a doctor. So this is the order of the sentence. I must visit a doctor. I must visit a doctor. Subject, modal verb, verb. I must visit a doctor. Now we move to the second part of the lesson. So we have seen the obligation. We have seen the obligation by using the modal verb must. Now we move to the prohibition. Prohibition. What does it mean, a prohibition? The prohibition is the act of forbidding or prohibiting someone from doing something. Prohibiting someone from doing something. So, to express prohibition, we simply use the negative form of the same modal verb must. we use the negative form of the same modal verb must. What is the negative form? The negative form is must plus not. Must plus not. Okay? So, let's take an example to make things clear. So here, for example, I have backache. I have backache. Means I feel pain in my back. I feel pain in my back. I have backache. What should I do? Or what must I do? I must not. I must not lift heavy loads. I must not lift heavy loads. Okay, so this is how do we express prohibition. I must not. I must not lift heavy loads. Now we move to the rule or the general rule. So here we have this chart which makes things clearer for us. So to express obligation or prohibition, we use the affirmative form, which is must, for obligation. Okay, so to express obligation we use the affirmative form must, and the order of the sentence is subject plus modal verb plus the verb or the stem. Okay, the stem, which is the main form of a verb. Example: I must visit a doctor. I must visit a doctor. I, subject, must, modal, visit is the verb or the stem of the verb to visit. So basically we have taken the verb to visit, we have omitted to and leave visit. Okay, I must visit a doctor. You must visit a doctor. He, she, it must visit a doctor. We must visit a doctor. They must visit a doctor. So what we can notice here is that the form doesn't change with all the pronouns. Okay, the form of the verb, well, the modal verb or the second verb, it doesn't change at all. It keeps the same form with all the pronouns. Okay, now we move to the prohibition. So to express prohibition we use the negative form. The negative form must plus not. Must plus not. And the order is subject plus modal plus not plus the verb. Okay, for example, I must not lift loads. I must not lift loads. You must not lift loads. He, she, it must not lift loads. We must not lift loads. They must not lift loads. So I repeat, the form of the verb, it doesn't change with all the pronouns. Okay, the form of the verb, it doesn't change. Notice the modal verb must is used only in present tense. Okay, the modal verb must is used only in present tense. So we don't use the modal verb for expressing obligation in the past or expressing obligation in the future. Okay. As a reminder, what is a stem? To play, the verb in the infinitive, to play. We omit to and keep only the main verb, which is play. Okay, for example here, to play, we omit to, and what it remains is the main verb or the main form of the verb, which is play. Okay. So, dear student, let's practice. I read the sentences carefully and fill with must or must not. I read the sentences carefully and fill with must or must not. So, the first sentence is you wash your hands before lunch. You wash your hands before lunch. Second sentence, you take a shower every day. You take a shower every day. Third one, you eat lots of sweets if you want to lose some weight. You eat lots of sweets if you want to lose some weight. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. We wear warm clothes when it's cold outside. We wear warm clothes when it is cold outside. We go to the dentist twice a year. We go to the dentist twice a year. We eat junk food if we want to stay healthy. We eat junk food if we want to stay healthy. What does it mean, junk food? This is a picture of junk food. So junk food is, let's say, a fast food or a food which is unhealthy. Okay, it's an unhealthy food for our bodies. Okay, so people, take your time, read the sentences carefully, and try to make the exercise in your copybook. Good luck. Okay, dear students, let's move directly to the solution. Okay, so the first sentence is you must wash your hands before lunch. Okay, so you are obliged to wash your hands before lunch or before eating any meal. We should or we must wash our hands. Okay, and the second one, you must take a shower every day. You must take a shower every day. You must not eat lots of sweets if you want to lose some weight. You must not. So here we are expressing what? Expressing prohibition. Okay, prohibition, المنع أو التحريم. Okay, you must not eat lots of sweets if you want to lose some weight. I must brush my teeth 3 times a day. I must brush my teeth 3 times a day. We must wear warm clothes when it's cold outside. We must wear warm clothes when it's cold outside. We must go to the dentist twice a year. We must go to the dentist twice a year. We must not eat junk food. We must not eat junk food if we want to stay healthy. So if we want to stay healthy, we must not eat fast and junk food. Now, thank you, dear students, for your attention. Hopefully you are going to find it very useful and fruitful for you. Thank you. Take care. We will meet in the next session.